would you lead me to my doom? Yeah.
Hello again, everyone. I am here at Parker Banner Kent and Wayne, which is a sizable comic book and gaming shop in Cornelius, North Carolina, which, if you're not familiar with the area, is not far from Charlotte. This is a suburb of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm here with the owner and operator of the store, Matt, and I'm going to ask him some questions about his store. So, Matt, first off, thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank you for being here. It's awesome.
Of course, thank you. And I got to tell you, I love your shop. I have been by to visit it quite a few times. Usually come about once a year whenever we're visiting family in the area. And I always love the amazing selection you actually have for a shop in what is kind of a smaller suburb of a smaller city. I got to ask you, to what do you attribute your success for being here for so long in such a large location, but in kind of a lower population area?
I feel that the area that we're in is a nice place to be. And based on where the stores were when I opened, it seemed like, not to step on anybody's toes, I would be up in the northern area of Charlotte, and it's worked out for me. The everything since I've opened is done well.
Do you find that you have people come from fairly far away to come visit your shop?
Yes, I have people that travel quite a distance, like Statesville, like 20, 30 miles away.
Wow. Well, I was going to say, this is one of those gaming shops and comic book shops where the selection is so huge. I would totally go out of my way to come here. I mean, I do. So it's enormous. You've got an amazing selection. Tell me, how did you get into selling comic books and games?
I was always into comic books when I was really young, and I collected a ton of them, and I used my collection to open a store in 1991 in Winter Haven, Florida, called Downtown Comics, before there was a Catan, before there was a Munchkin. Mm-hmm. And people would come in, and I was strictly comics, 100% comics, and people would come in and say, where are the games? Because a lot of comic stores at that time were bringing in role-playing and miniatures and those kind of things. And I didn't have any of that because I didn't know anything about it. So I got a account at Liberty Hobbies, which is gone. They way years ago. But they basically said, here, buy this. And pretty soon I had a handle on what was going on. And then came Magic. Mm-hmm. Magic came along, and that's never ended.
No, yeah, I was going to say 93 Magic the Gathering basically changed the gaming market forever, right. For sure. So is Magic the Gathering still one of your best sellers?
Yes, yeah, we sell quite a bit of Magic. But we do quite well with board games. We carry quite a few board games. And comics still do well. Comics aren't what they were back in the heyday, but everything goes in cycles.
That is fair to say. I also saw, in addition, like you said, you sell a lot of board games, and you do sell a lot of comic books, but you also, back to the Magic, you do sell a lot of Magic singles as well. So you have quite a few in the case up front.
Yeah, we keep everything behind the case pretty much in alphabetical order, so we can pull just whatever. It's not set by year or set. It's just alphabetically, so we can just find cards. It's the easiest way.
That is a good idea to keep it nice and organized for when people are looking for things. Now, out of curiosity, when you're buying cards from people, do you do store credit, or do you do cash when you're paying for singles?
It just depends on what the person's looking for. Sometimes people are looking just to sell things for cash. Sometimes they want to trade into other stuff. So we give 50% and up on cash, and 75% and possibly more on store credit usually.
And now on the board game side of things, you sell a lot of board games. I'm very impressed. I've always been very impressed when I've been coming here over the last few years by your board game selection. And I understand you guys have a regular board game night?
Thursday nights, there's people up here playing board games. It's kind of waned since COVID, but there is still people playing games. And sometimes on Saturdays, a lot of Saturdays, there's people playing games.
So on a personal note, what are some of your favorite games to play?
I love Pandemic. It's my favorite game. And the Legacy series was amazing. Other than that, I like a lot of different games. I play a lot of Overboss, which is an odd little game.
Fair enough. I have a friend who's obsessed with Pandemic and has like every one of those. I know there's such a huge fan base behind Pandemic for sure. What are some of the rarest or coolest items you have for sale in your shop right now?
I did recently get in a pretty good run of Spider-Man and X-Men back issues that were really neat. Some early '60s stuff. I have coming first appearance of Punisher, giant size X-Men. Those aren't here currently, but there are quite a few neat ones that are here.
Very cool. Let me ask you, what is your philosophy for running Parker, Banner, Kent, and Wayne?
I try to be fair. I try to carry as much as I can to have whatever person would want. I basically try to restock often. It's hard. Sometimes things just go away and you can't get them back. Other than that, I try to support this community.
And I totally appreciate that. I was going to say, I always stand by support your friendly local game store as long as, they fulfill all those requirements. They are friendly, they're local, and they're a game store, but comic book shops as well. And, we in the community appreciate that. We appreciate places that are hubs for the gaming and comic book community. So that is really awesome. So do you have any interesting upcoming events for the store?
Well, Free Comic Book Day is on the first Saturday of every May, so
Okay.
that'll be coming up the first Saturday of May. And then the second Saturday in May, we're going to do a big miniature board game kind of day where people will come and run different miniature games like Don't Look Back, Zombicide, that kind of thing.
Oh, very cool. So if you guys are going to be early May, going to be in the Charlotte area, definitely come by Parker, Banner, Kent, and Wayne. In fact, if you're going to be here anytime, come by, because if you're watching this video, you're already into the kind of things that they sell here. These people really support the local community and are all about having space to play games. They're all about having lots of selection of miniatures, board games, war strategy games, comic books, role-playing games, all sorts of stuff here, graphic novels. All the stuff that you would like is here. So if you are in the area, if you're near Cornelius, come by and check this place out. Their address and a link to their website are going to be in the description down below. And like I always say, support your friendly local game store. Before I leave today, I'm going to be buying a new BattleTech mat to support this game store. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll also have a battle report of BattleTech coming from this store, so stay tuned for that. And until next time, game on.